Well, the Kansas economy will begin to reopen Monday gradually under a plan from Governor Laura Kelly. KBC9's Martin Augustine is live with this story. Martin, the key word here is gradually.
That's right, Rob. Slow and steady, the marching orders from Governor Kelly. Now, we're live here in downtown Mission. A lot of storefronts here, a lot of store owners eager to dig in to the governor's plan. But phase one of it's going to look a lot like what we've already been doing, keeping our distance and working from home if we can. But on Monday, some, not all, businesses may start to reopen, but people who work there and their customers must keep 6 feet of distance from one another. And if there are situations where that social distance cannot be kept to that 6-foot minimum, those gatherings must be kept at 10 people or fewer. However, barbershops, salons, bars, theaters, and gyms are among the businesses that may not open up just yet. Things start to change a little bit with phase 2. That starts on May 18th. Bars and nightclubs at that time may reopen, but only at 50% capacity. Swimming pools and community centers may reopen at this point too. And if you have kids that play baseball, soccer, lacrosse, this will be interesting to you. Sports facilities and tournaments can get fired up again.
I don't know if life will ever truly go back to normal. After all we've been through, we will probably think about everything a little differently for years to come. From shaking hands to going to the grocery store, to how we can take care of our own personal health and how we can take care of each other. But I do know this: we're going to make it through the daunting days ahead.
Now, the daunting days may include a flare-up of this virus, and if that happens, then these dates are all scrambled. But as the plan goes right now, phase 3 will start June 1st. A few restrictions will be lifted at that point. And June 15th is a big date to circle. If things are going well at that point, not all, but many of the restrictions will be gone. We should point out, though, that local governments do have the power to keep restrictions in place or put tighter ones if those governments feel it's necessary for their communities, and that's what's happening here in Johnson County. Reporting live in Mission, Martin Augustine, KBC9 News.
Martin, thank you so much. Well, for neighbors in Wyandotte and Johnson County, some businesses will be allowed to reopen on May 11th, but gatherings should still be limited to 10 people. County's reopening will happen in phases. The first to open will be retail and commercial businesses, hair salons, gyms, and restaurants with restricted guidelines. And Johnson County commissioners say the extension was done to keep people from coming into the county to use businesses that are not open in their area. And working together is the goal of a big meeting with leaders from Jackson, Johnson, and Wyandotte counties. KBC9's Matt Evans is live this morning to show us what to expect from the meeting. Matt.
Well, Rob, it's been a big point of confusion whenever we're talking about ending stay-at-home orders, reopening plans, especially in a large metro area like Kansas City. So many counties, so many cities, and 2 states divide a lot of parts of the metro. Well, and a lot of different jurisdictions have completely different ends to stay-at-home orders and different reopening plans. Now, whenever all this began back in March, the stay-at-home orders, well, most of the metro was on the same page, but now that we're talking about reopening, many jurisdictions have gone with their own plans. But at least 3 counties will be getting together today to try and get on the same page. That's Jackson County, Missouri, along with Johnson County, Kansas, and Wyandotte County, Kansas. They're all meeting at 10 o'clock this morning here at Memorial Hall in Kansas City, Kansas, to discuss exactly what they're going to do with their stay-at-home orders and how to coordinate some of their efforts and try to provide some uniformity to at least some parts of the metro. You'll hear from the senior elected officials along with the health department leaders of all 3 counties today as they discuss this and talk about this during that 10 o'clock announcement. Now, Johnson County and Wyandotte County, Kansas, they are both under similar plans right now to gradually reopen parts of their economy beginning on May 11th. However, Jackson County, Missouri is still under a stay-at-home order through May 15th, but that's likely to change during today's announcement. We'll carry that announcement and that discussion live on Channel 9 at 10 o'clock this morning. Reporting live in KCK, Matt Evans, KBC9 News.
All right, Matt, thank you so much. And happening today, Kansas City, Missouri Mayor Quinton Lucas will be sitting down with restaurant owners. It's all to talk about his 10-10-10 plan. Businesses can only hit 10% occupancy or 10 people inside the building, whichever is more. Some owners say that cap's way too low and puts them at a competitive disadvantage. Next Wednesday, May 6th, businesses that don't have much public traffic can reopen, like salons and barbershops. Kansas City, Missouri stay-at-home order expires on May 15th. It's important to note, Mayor Lucas's order only applies for people and businesses inside the city limits, not the entire metro area. Jackson County stay-at-home order remains in effect through May 15th. And hair salons say they're planning on being packed when they're able to reopen on May 15th. At Salon on Berry in KC Mo, they're planning to reopen on May 16th, but they know things will be very different.
I'm not used to cutting someone's hair or doing a highlight when they're wearing a mask, and take a clipboard with them that will have a release form on it. We're going to ask them a series of questions.
Above all else, Joy there says that she just wants her customers to be safe. She says that if she sees things going wrong as they start opening up, they will reevaluate. And right now, Kansas City, Missouri's Small Business Relief Loan Fund is now taking applications. You can find more details and an application on the Economic Development Corporation Kansas City website. I also have more information for you on my KBC Facebook page. It's 8:39 on your Friday now, and Missouri will be getting federal stimulus funding for housing resources and assistance. According to Missouri Governor Mike Parson, Kansas City and several other large cities will get more than $24 million in additional assistance. The state will also receive $9.4 million to help homeless communities. The governor said he anticipates federal guidance on these funds in the next few weeks. State of Missouri, meanwhile, is reporting more than 7,500 coronavirus cases total. 137 of them just came in. On Thursday, it brought a huge jump in cases, 500 being reported. The state says the big increase is due to delays in reporting from some communities. Well, the state has seen more than 4,200 total cases. And Kansas has added 2 new states to its travel quarantine list. Anyone coming from Massachusetts and Rhode Island starting today will have to isolate for 2 weeks. The others are Connecticut, Colorado, Louisiana, Illinois, New Jersey, and New York. Meanwhile, California, Washington, and Florida have been removed from the quarantine list. While Jackson County Sheriff Daryl Forte is giving new details about COVID-19 at the detention center. Right now, we know 3 inmates are in medical isolation. 1 inmate is showing symptoms, 2 others aren't. Another inmate is in precautionary quarantine due to possible exposure from a family member. And want to take a moment to give you a quick reminder of the symptoms of COVID-19. This is according to the CDC. The virus can bring along a fever, cough, shortness of breath, chills, muscle pain, headache, sore throat, or even loss of taste or smell. If you have any of these symptoms, make sure you stay home, call your doctor, and avoid other people.